What's going on, everybody? Derek here, bringing you a new series, The 31 Days of Horror. Today's October 1st, so Halloween's approaching. What this series is going to be including is I'm going to be doing a review each day of the month of October, which is a very challenging in itself, but I think I'll be able to get the gist of it and hope I do a good job and complete the challenge. I know people have failed in the past, but I think I got this. So let's get into it. Today's day one. I got a first time watch for you guys, and it was really exhilarating because it's the directorial debut of a director that I know of, and I think everyone knows of if they know horror and just film in general. And that's Bad Taste. It's the directorial debut of Peter Jackson. If you don't know who he is, you probably do, but if you don't, he went on to direct like the Lord of the Rings trilogy, the Hobbit films, and the remake of King Kong, and The Lovely Bones, Heavenly Creatures, The Frighteners. Those are his main films. This is his first film. The main, let's get into the plot of this one. The main plot takes place in New Zealand, like most of Peter Jackson's films do, like his early films. And there's a call from like this government agency. I don't know the actual name of the agency, but it's funny because its acronym is AIDS. It's supposed to be AIDS. Peter Jackson humor, of course. And basically, this organization sends out these four guys to investigate what's happening in this small town in New Zealand, and their names are Frank, Ozzy, Barry, and Derek. Pretty much what they discover is they don't see anybody in the town, but then when they start seeing people, they try to attack them. Actually, Derek, he gets thrown off a cliff, and they think he's dead, but soon, not spoiler, but he survives. And they pretty much discover like these people's main like base of work, and try to infiltrate them, and they actually have a hostage at their, well, I'm not gonna, it's not really a spoiler, but they're what you find out pretty much is that these people are actually aliens from another world, and what their main goal is to harbor humans as food. That's pretty much the main plot of the film. Now let's talk about like my main thoughts of this film. For a directorial debut, Peter Jackson actually did a lot in this film. He actually did the effects. He did what does it say? Let's tell you. He produced it. He co-wrote it, and he actually stars in it. He plays two roles in this film. He actually plays Derek, the guy I told you about earlier. That's one of the main four dudes, and he also plays one of the aliens. His name's Robert. I actually didn't know that Derek was Peter Jackson because it's a totally different look for him, and when you see them on, they actually there's one scene in particular where Derek has Robert captured, and they're both played by Peter Jackson. He's like taking this huge like knife and hammering into Robert's foot. So it's pretty much Peter Jackson torturing Peter Jackson. It's kind of funny. And yeah, but the effects and stuff for this film are pretty spot on, especially for like his first film. Like the aliens, they appear as humans to begin with, but then they see the cover, they end up turning into that. And they're just like awesome looking because they have machine guns and they're just running around hunting Frank, Ozzy, and Barry. And actually, there's another character that's human too. That the one they captured, and they were gonna cook up for supper, pretty much. And I forget his name, his character's name, but yeah, like the effects, and it has like this wicked, like, it's more of like a sci-fi, but it has horror elements too, because there is a lot of great gore in this film. Like, you can see what was the coming, like the next. Well, I'm not gonna. I'll get into that after. What Peter Jackson and his horror films would progress, and the batshit craziness and gore, and yeah, the characters are really well put together. Like, for a small cast and everything, they really click it because I think they were all really friends in real life. And actually, the other three main dudes, they actually also play multiple roles. Like, they play aliens too. So it was a really small cast and stuff, and they play multiple characters, and it really worked well together though. Like, the characters and the actors, and Peter Jackson's direction was really spot on for his first film. And then you can see like his dark comedy humor, especially in this film. There's a lot of funny scenes that are not supposed to be funny, but you laugh anyways. Like, there's one scene, like, which I just laughed out loud at. It was alien has a cup, and one of the guys shoots the alien in the head. Alien falls, sits down, with his head's like down. The blood from his head pours into the cup. I was like fucking dying laughing at that scene because it was funny. A lot of funny scenes in this. Like I said before, they think Derek's dead, but they find out he's not, because you find out early in the film that he's not, and he's trying to get to where the other three guys are. He actually he cracked his skull open, and it's a great effect because what happens is when he sits up, like, the whole back of his head like comes open and his brain starts to ooze up. So he's trying to hold it in. At first he wears a hat to try to hold it. Then later one of the aliens shoots his hat off, and then so what he does is he takes his belt and wraps it around his head. Very like maneuverous, but that effect with the head and stuff was awesome. And just in general, I just like the whole feel of this film. It has like a airy score. It has this awesome like theme song that comes playing at the end of the film, called Bad Taste. I don't know who actually sings the song, but it's really memorable. And yeah, it's just I really highly enjoyed this film. It was just for me, and I know like people like think of like Peter Jackson as like this high class director, but he actually had a great sense of dark comedy, and I wish he used that more in his films. I wish he'd returned to like this genre in general, because he did really well with this horror films and the effects and stuff. Not to say like, because the same company that did the effects in this film, some of those guys still work for him and did the effects for Lord of the Rings. So those effects are great too and stuff. But I really enjoyed this, and if I had to give Bad Taste a rating, I'm gonna give it a solid 9 out of 10. It's a fun film, and the film watch, I really had fun with it, and the characters and the development and just the look of the aliens and the humor. It was just a blast. 9 out of 10 for Bad Taste. Awesome film. Alright guys, that's it for this review. I'll see you back tomorrow with another review. I'm actually reviewing the next Peter Jackson film. If you guys know what his next film was after Bad Taste, then you know what I'm reviewing already. So, I'll see you then. Hope you have a great first day of October. Halloween is coming. Hope you're enjoying this series so far, and I'm going to have a list of films that span the dawn of time, with different varieties and all that good stuff. So I hope you enjoy this review, and I'll see you tomorrow. Peace out.